Hey there, I'm Lee Brunellen with the Natural Health Clinic. If you're like most of the people that I work with, you try to eat clean, make better choices for your health, and avoid toxic food whenever it's possible. You probably spend more money for grass-fed beef, in fact, because you believe it's better for your hormones, your digestion, inflammation, for your body as a whole. But I'm going to show you why that grass-fed beef label, it's cow shit. It's completely lying to you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. The USDA used to have a very strict definition for grass-fed, but in 2016, they quietly dropped it. No definition for grass-fed. So now all a company has to do to prove that a cow ate grass is to prove that a cow ate grass at some point in its life. You know, maybe they had a little bit of grass in the palm of their hand. Here you go, cow. Now they're grass-fed. That's how it works. So, yeah, it can spend its final months, and almost all of them do, in a feedlot getting fat on a mix of corn waste, synthetic additives, and who knows what. Stick around, we'll go over some of that who knows what in just a minute. And although it's doing all of that, it can still legally be labeled grass-fed. What I'm saying here, it's not my opinion. This is the USDA's current rule. But wait, here's where it gets even worse, because since 2015, beef doesn't need to list where it comes from. That's right. So it can be raised and slaughtered in different countries, Mexico, Namibia, even China, and then it's shipped into the United States, processed in the United States, and sold with a label that says, with a great big US flag, product of the USA. That's right. Completely legal. So if you're assuming your beef is local just because the label says that it is, well, it's time to stop assuming that. Now let's talk about what's really going into these animals. So if they're not grass-fed, how are they fed? If you want to call it that, that's a hint. So whether it's labeled grass-fed or conventional or something in between, some science fiction genetically modified garbage, most cattle end up in a feedlot being fed something they call DDGS. Well, that sounds very appetizing, doesn't it? That sounds like something very nourishing, and I want to have a huge bowl of DDGS, and probably you do too. So what's that stand for? Well, it stands for Dried Distillers Grains with Solubles. Yummy. It's a waste product from ethanol gasoline production. That's what DDGS is. Except it doesn't stop there. Just wait. You'll learn more of what they put some little goodies inside of that DDGS just for you and the cows. So that stuff, it specifically comes from dent corn. Now it's a genetically modified corn that's inedible for humans. It's soaked in glyphosate, known to disrupt your gut, your hormones, kills all the bacteria in the microbiome, but they feed it to the cows, then you feed it to your kids. There's more. You didn't think that was it, did you? They also, remember the little goodies? They mix limestone into the DDGS. Who doesn't want a big load of limestone, right? They do that so that they can buffer the acid that all this stuff creates. They also add something called monicin. That is an antibiotic. Okay, so that's nice. You're getting the antibiotics even in the grass-fed, quote unquote, grass-fed beef. But they don't stop there. They also add beta antagonists. Well, what the heck is that? Well, beta antagonists, what they do is they puff up the muscles of the cows so that they are heavier. And when they get slaughtered, they make more money, even though they're only paying, get this, $150 per metric ton of this DDGS absolute toxic waste. That's right. So even if they're grass-fed, it doesn't matter. They're getting fed this DDGS. They have all of these additives in it. It's insane. I know it's insane, but it's true. But it still doesn't stop there. So let's talk about where these animals live for the last 3 to 6 months of their life. Well, there are two types of feedlots. There's an open feedlot. There's a closed feedlot. In the closed feedlot, each cow gets about a 12 by 12 foot space to live in. They're equivalent to putting 6 cows shoulder to shoulder in one parking lane for your car. Okay, that's how tight the space is. And so they just stand around on concrete floors in all of this muck and the filth for the last 3 to 6 months of their life. Now, open feedlots, got to be better, right? At least there's some sunlight. Well, they do get a little bit more space. It's a 10 by 15 square foot space, so that's pretty much the size of a small bedroom in a house. Still extremely crowded, still miserable, still walking around in all their muck. So when people picture the happy cows out in the nice green pasture with the tall flowing grass, eating it until their tummy and their heart's content, well, that is anything but what's actually happening. And sadly, that is not what you're paying for when you pay for a grass-fed labeled product. So here's the truth. Just because the label says grass-fed, well, obviously that doesn't mean the cows are healthy in any way whatsoever, or that the beef is actually nourishing your body in the way that you expect it to. It can be full of toxic byproducts. It can be full of antibiotics. It can be full of glyphosate. It can be full of lime, for goodness sakes. So if you have been dealing with inflammation or gut issues or hormone imbalance, and you've tried eating clean, things like this could actually be at the foundation of why you're not improving or getting better. So if this information hit home for you and you're ready to dig deeper into what's really going on in your case, in your body, well, that's what I do every day at the Natural Health Clinic. We use advanced testing like MVX Plus and muscle testing to pinpoint what your body is really reacting to, what it needs in order to optimize health. And we create a program that is pinpointed towards what your body needs and customized just to you. So if you're ready for answers and not guesses, just give our office a call. We'll set you up for an initial consultation. And if you really did like this information, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and also to like, comment, and share and help other people. I'll see you at the next one.